Luxury has never been just about extravagance. It's more like a silent weapon that changes how people see you and gives you access to the most exclusive circles of power. Those who understand how it works use it to their advantage. I mean, how else would you explain Zendaya wearing a $3.5 million dress to the Venice International Film Festival in 2021? She wielded luxury not as indulgence, but as leverage. So today, we uncover how luxury was used as a power move throughout history and how you can use it today. The Roman Empire, the gold standard of influence. The Roman Empire wasn't just about soldiers and conquest. It also reflected power, status, and influence. Actually, one of the biggest ways the Roman elite showed their dominance was through luxury. The wealthy senators wore purple dyed robes. Then, this color was so rare and expensive that only the richest could afford it. You would think it was because they just wanted to look good. Well, that's still part of it. But the message to everyone probably rang that I am more powerful than you bell loudly than ever. Aside the clothes, luxury in Rome was showcased in some other way. The most powerful people owned huge villas filled with expensive statues, rare artwork, and gold-covered furniture. They held massive feasts, serving exotic foods that most people had never even seen. Every detail of their lives was designed to show their wealth and their power by extension. Now, if you were rich in Rome, you didn't have to keep it to yourself. You displayed it because wealth was a way to climb higher in society. The more luxury you had, the more important you were. And if you had nothing, you were invisible. In many ways, Rome set the standard for how luxury is used even today. From designer brands to high-end cars, wealth still acts as a status symbol. Just like in ancient Rome, people still use luxury to say, I have power. The Renaissance, luxury as a gateway to the elite. Back in the 15th century, having money wasn't enough to be powerful. If you wanted to be part of the elite, which comprised the nobles and royals, you needed more than just wealth. You needed status. The Medici family understood this better than anyone. They weren't born noble, but were just merchants running a banking business. However, they knew that luxury could be their ticket into high society. So, instead of just making money, they used it in a way that made them look important. These guys hired great artists like Michelangelo and Leonardo da Vinci to create stunning works of art for them. And that was not all. They also threw huge, extravagant parties where they invited kings, queens, and powerful leaders. By doing this, they made sure they were always surrounded by the most important people. And to cement their name in history, they built grand palaces and cathedrals, turning their family into something legendary. You would probably see this as a show-off or paparazzi if you were born in this era. Contrarily, it was a smart strategy. The more they invested in luxury, the more they became part of the aristocracy. Eventually, the Medici family became one of the most powerful dynasties in Europe. They didn't just stay merchants, but became rulers, popes, and even royalty. The Industrial Age, the Rockefeller Playbook. John D. Rockefeller, the world's first billionaire, knew that luxury wasn't just about showing off, it was about controlling how people saw him. Instead of wasting money on flashy things, he used what you could call calculated luxury as a way to display power without being obvious about it. He didn't throw wild parties or wear expensive designer clothes with big logos. Instead, he had custom suits made by the best tailors in the world. These suits were not loud or extra, just simple but perfect. You could term it a quiet signal of his status. When he met with powerful people, it wasn't in crowded public spaces. He held his meetings in private clubs. These places were so exclusive that only the wealthiest and most influential people could enter. It was here that billion-dollar deals were made and industries were shaped behind closed doors. Apart from the meetings at the club, his home was extremely luxurious. Let's just say it was more of a fortress of prestige than a mansion. It sent a message that he wasn't like ordinary rich men. He was above them and certainly untouchable. Everything about him was designed to show power in a way that felt effortless. He didn't need to brag because his presence alone spoke volumes. Rockefeller understood something that many still follow today. He knew that luxury isn't just about owning expensive things, but about making people see you differently. When you control how you're portrayed, you're not being rich, you're becoming someone that even other rich people can't reach. Now, that's the real power of luxury when used wisely. Or don't you think so? Meanwhile, if you're passionate about luxury, please subscribe to our channel and leave a like. We truly appreciate your support. The modern elite, how billionaires use luxury today. Luxury has always been a tool for power, and today's billionaires understand this better than anyone. They don't just spend money for the sake of it. They use luxury to shape their image, control access, and move in the right circles. Take Mark Zuckerberg, for example. For years, he was seen as the awkward tech genius. The dude was always in his hoodie and jeans, but recently he's been working on a major image shift. The first thing he did was posting videos of himself training in MMA, looking more athletic and confident. He's also been spotted in designer suits and at high-profile events. This isn't random, it's a calculated move to rebrand himself from just a tech guy to a serious influential leader. Then there's Jeff Bezos. He started out as a regular tech nerd wearing casual clothes and focusing purely on business, but over time he completely changed his image. Now he's often seen in perfectly tailored Tom Ford suits, sailing on his massive super yacht and rubbing shoulders with world leaders and celebrities. That transformation wasn't accidental, it was a rebrand. He used luxury not just to enjoy his wealth, but to position himself as a global powerhouse and someone who moves far beyond the tech world. Although the various properties owned by these rich guys are quite luxurious, there's more to luxury than what they own. It's also about where they go and who they surround themselves with. Private clubs like Soho House and Core Club exist for a reason. They're not just fancy places to relax, but exclusive networking hubs. The ultra-rich know that access to the right people is more valuable than money itself. These spaces guarantee that they're always in rooms where deals happen, power is exchanged, and influence grows. So, how you can use luxury as a power move? This question can be tricky and overwhelming because there's no one fit-it-all answer. Honestly, luxury isn't just about spending money on expensive things, but using it in a way that elevates your presence, opens doors, and changes how people see you. You don't have to be a billionaire to make luxury work for you. However, you have to use it smartly. How do you go about it? Invest in timeless strategic luxury. This isn't about chasing the latest trends or blowing money on flashy things. It's about picking the right pieces that add value to your image. A well-sewed suit, a classic watch, or even an exclusive gym or club membership can instantly boost your credibility. These things send a message about your personality, more like you're someone who pays attention to quality and you're definitely someone worth noticing. Use luxury for access, not ego. The true power of luxury isn't in owning expensive things, but in what those things can get you. Let's talk about a first-class ticket for a minute, shall we? When people pay for this ticket, it has absolutely nothing to do with comfortable seats for some of them. It's about sitting next to business leaders, investors, and decision makers. Another one is signing up for a membership and an exclusive club. Yes, this club might be a fancy place to hang out with your buddies, but it goes way beyond that. These clubs are rooms where million-dollar deals happen, and you need to get in here. Listen, the right kind of luxury puts you in spaces where opportunities exist, something you should never miss. Think like a strategist. The wealthiest people don't just buy luxury, they use it as a tool to gain influence. Look at how billionaires operate. These guys have no business in collecting expensive things just for fun. They use them to connect with other powerful people, shape how they're perceived, and strengthen their position in the world. You can do the same. The truth remains that luxury has always been more of a psychological weapon than a tool for showing wealth. Now, the question isn't can you afford luxury, but can you afford not to use it? Because those who understand the power of luxury run the world. Meanwhile, do you want to see how Elon Musk uses luxury as a strategic tool by buying stupidly expensive things? Well, smash that subscribe button.